What's up? My name is Adam. Before I get started, hit that subscribe button. So earlier today, I went and saw A Quiet Place Day One. This one is the first of the, I guess it's not really a trilogy. The first of the Quiet Place movies not directed by John Krasinski. The first and second one were. This one was not. Forgot who it was directed by, but it definitely had a different vibe to it. But with that being said, though, I was super excited for this one. It also made over $100 million at the box office already, just coming out last week. And starting this year, the box office hasn't been doing great. Dune Part 2 did pretty good. There have been a lot of bust, but with this one doing good, Inside Out 2, out of nowhere, making over $1 billion already. That movie's doing amazing. Then you have Despicable Me 4 coming up that's probably going to make close to $1 billion. Deadpool and Wolverine, this is probably going to make close to $1 billion. You got Joker coming up, might not hit that billion mark. And I might be being too optimistic, but as much as we are dreading the box office and theater going earlier in the year, there is an upward trend, it seems like, now, and just some good momentum going into the summer, which is very hopeful to see. Back to the movie, though. This one stars Lupita, I forgot her last name, and Joseph Quinn in this movie. So I thought this movie started out very strong. Lupita's character started out with her. She's in hospice. I don't think it says why. I could have missed that detail, but it doesn't say why she's in there. The leader of her group is asking her to go to a play out in New York City, and she says no unless they get pizza, which is going to be a bigger deal later. You think she's just asking, but they go to the play, and that's when the monsters attack. This is where Joseph Quinn's character enters the equation. The monsters attack. It cuts to like a subway entrance from underground where it's fill up, or where it's flooded, and he comes out, doesn't really explain how he got there. The monsters literally just attacked like 5 minutes ago and it's already flooded. That part doesn't make sense, but I guess I don't know infrastructure in subways like that in New York City, so maybe it did flood that quickly, but whatever, I digress on that one. And then he sees Lupita's cat, follows it to her, and then just starts following her. It never really explains why he follows her. He just does it to do it. It kind of reminds me of Sid the Sloth and Manfred from Ice Age, and also Donkey and Shrek from Shrek, where they're just kind of following the other person. She tries to say stop following, and then he just keeps following. Doesn't really talk, and is like, yeah, I'm just gonna stick with you right now. That's cool. But pretty much from there, it just and it gives very little background about his character. His parents live in like England. He's getting his law degree, so we really don't know much about him or really care about any of the characters. It does give some background on Lupita and the pizza, which this movie just basically turned into an adventure to get pizza and medication for Lupita. But yeah, that's about it. They were trying to find pizza, and then some monsters were sprinkled in as they're going. So it really didn't give, to me, a prequel for these movies would have showed more background of the monsters, maybe like where they came from, why they're attacking, more about the monsters. But this one seemed like it was more focused on the characters, and then that was kind of an afterthought. So it didn't really give any type of information. It did not really tie anything into Quiet Place 1 or 2. So this, honestly, I think this movie was not needed. It was good and enjoyable, but compared to the other two, there was nothing. It didn't give us anything, if that makes sense for a prequel. Like, I'm thinking Star Wars. The prequels come out, it gives us why Anakin became Darth Vader. This one, it doesn't really do anything like that, if that makes sense. So other than just kind of ragging on the movie, there were some good parts as well. At the very beginning, she's reading her poem. I laughed at that. There were other couple laughs as well. Can't remember them now. And there were a couple intense, what am I trying to say? Not intense, but suspenseful scenes I thought were good, especially when they went back into the subway. This one was not flooded, by the way. I don't know. But they're going into it and the monsters kind of chase them. I thought that scene was pretty good. And like I said, there are some redeeming qualities. I thought the actors did pretty well. I thought for the most part, the some of the suspenseful parts were pretty good as well. But overall, I'd give this movie a 7 out of 10. Rewatchability, I'd give it a medium. It is one I feel like I need to give one more rewatch to. It is one too, if you're going to see it in theaters, I recommend, just because all the sounds and everything. It just, honestly, everything's better in the theater. So if I recommend a movie, I recommend it in theaters before I recommend it at home, just because watching it in theaters is better. But yep, that's about it on my review of Quiet Place Part 2. Wasn't much, but Let me know what you thought about the movie in the comments. Was this something that you liked, didn't like? Honestly, I would have rather than just had a Quiet Place Chapter 3 based off Quiet Place number 2. John Krasinski, hopefully he comes back and directs that one if it comes out, because I feel like it did leave a little bit on a cliffhanger. But yeah, let me know down in the comments what you thought of this movie. Is this one that you've already seen, haven't seen? And are you going to see all those other movies I mentioned? Despicable Me 4, did you see Inside Out 2? And are you excited for Deadpool and Wolverine? Let me know in the comments. Peace.